Welcome to Tips and Tricks presented by NeuLogics. Today we feature Dynamics GP Financial Series Account Rollup. What is an account rollup? Basically, it's a personalized collection of GP posting or unit accounts. You can collect this data and display it in up to 4 columns. Let me show you what that screen looks like. To access account rollups, you go to the Financial Series, and then you will go to the Inquiry area and you will see Account Rollup. Notice there are many columns available. I have a sample pre-built that I want to show you. This is displaying sales. And you'll see the periods are displayed on the left, and then the 4 columns to the right, you basically create these. You put in the labels at the top, and you decide what GL accounts will show up in here. And the 4 columns can contain data such as the current year account balance, and current year is determined by this pull down. Last year is based on the year prior to the one you're choosing. Then you can also display budget numbers. You can also have calculations. So in other words, you can add or subtract columns from the other columns. Or you could also choose, if you're in a multi-currency environment, you could choose to display some columns based on a different currency than the other columns. So that's basically the overview, and what makes this important is that this is a quick access to very specific data. It's a custom collection of data that you've put together. You don't need to use Excel. You don't need to use FRX or another reporting software. Best of all, you do not need an IT administrator. This is within your power. It's very simple. You don't need to depend on anyone else. You're fully independent. So now let's take a look at this feature by doing a little bit of prep work. What I mean by that is, you want to know ahead of time what GL accounts you want to use. So I've opened up a smart list, and this is showing GL accounts. I've added the segment 2, which is the natural account for the sample company. So you want to find some GL accounts, and they don't even have to be in order necessarily, but I know that our payroll accounts are here in the 5100 series. So that's a good example. Let's take a look at that. So I'm going to close smart list, and we'll go back to our account rollup. So to create an account rollup, click on Modify, and we will hit Save. We don't want to delete the sample. We're going to call this Payroll. Remember I said earlier that segment 2 is the natural account? That's how I want to look at this. Now if you have more segments, perhaps one represents your department or a division, you could also segment it that way as well. So I'm going to use 3 columns. Notice this area changed with the 3 columns. I start out by naming the columns. I want to call the first one Current, and I have the type of Actual. The next one will be the previous year, and I need to change this to be previous year. Then I'm going to do a calculation, and this will be the difference between the columns. I will choose Calculated. When you choose Calculated, you get to the selection area in this 3rd column. You want to use the right pointing arrow, and that opens the calculation area. To build this, let's move this window down so we can reference our columns we've chosen. So the first column is Current. We hit this double-pointed arrow to insert that in the expression area. So C1 is column 1. That's this column. Next, we want to subtract this. So we hit the subtraction button. That inserts it down below. Choose a new column, Previous. We insert that. And now we say column 1 minus column 2. That equals our calculation. So I'll hit OK. And you'll see that the option is OK now. It's been validated. We're going to choose posting accounts. You could choose unit accounts, but we want posting accounts. We're going to use segment 2 because that is our natural account. And as you recall from our smart list, 5100 begins our payroll area. So I'm going to choose that. Now I'm not sure how it ended, so I'm going to do a lookup. And it looks like 5170 is our last account. I'm going to hit Insert. And now that's inserted all those GL accounts in there. We could select a single account and hit Remove and remove that account if we chose. However, this looks good, so let's save this. And now what we do is hit redisplay, and it brings up everything we just created. So we have the year 2017, we're in sample database. We've chosen to display the net change, very different from period. You could choose period balance if you like. Here are the periods, here's our current column, our previous column, and our difference. So in January, we're saying we had 71,000 net change, and the previous year was 52. So we're actually spending more, $18,678 more this current year. So if you wanted to see specifically, you could highlight the January column, hit current, and now the system will open up all the accounts that have balances and show you their names. You could also highlight a line and hit balance, and it shows you specifically the transactions that went into that number. Selecting a journal entry itself, we could actually drill down and see the journal entry. As you can see, this is a very valuable tool, very simple to set up, but extremely powerful. Last thing I want to show you is how you print this out. There's a printer icon in the upper right corner. Hit print, preview it to the screen, and you'll get a nice report of all the detail that you're looking at there. Thank you for watching. I'm sure you found this extremely valuable, and I look forward to you watching some other videos in the near future.